Hi everyone, welcome back to chemistry class. We were discussing about P block elements. Today we will continue what? The 16 group elements, or we will study about the group 16 elements. Group 16 elements are called as chalcogens. Okay, chalcogens. ChalCogens. They are called as chalcogens. And the elements of group 16 are what? The first element is with an atomic number 8 is oxygen. Okay, oxygen. Second one with 16 as atomic number sulfur, selenium. 52 is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. These are the elements: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. This is sulfur, okay. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. These are the elements of group 16 family, or they are called as chalcogens. Next is what? Their electronic configuration. What is the electronic configuration or the outer electronic configuration? Let's study. Okay, it is 2s2, 2p4. Here 3s2, 3p4. For selenium it is 4s2, 4p4. Tellurium 5s2, 5p4. And this is what? 6s2. Polonium 6s2, 6p4. This is the valence electronic configuration of group 16 elements. So we understood what? The general outer electronic configuration of group 16 element is what? NH2, NP4. Okay. NH2, NP4. The principal quantum number here is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Number of shells goes on increasing from top to bottom. Okay, isn't it? Number of shells goes on increasing. And also the size increases, or we can say what? Atomic radii increases from top to bottom. As the number of shells are increasing, as the nuclear charge increases from top to bottom, number of shells also increases. As a result, what happens? Atomic radii or the ionic radii from top to bottom, from oxygen to polonium, it increases. That is the first thing we studied, electronic configuration, that is NH2, NP4. Next, radii, atomic radii or ionic radii increases from top to bottom. Also one thing, okay, here the electronic configuration is what? Outer electronic configuration we studied as NH2, NP4. Here 2, 4, okay. But group 15 we studied, it is NH2, NP3, okay. So next we are going to study about what? Ionization enthalpy, that is the amount of energy that is required to remove the most loosely bound electron from the atom. Okay, look here. This is NH2NP4. Here it is easy to remove an electron because removing an electron will lead to half-filled configuration for group 16. So for group 16, the ionization enthalpy will be what? Lower compared to group what? Group 15. Okay, group 16 ionization enthalpy will be lower compared to group 15 because group 15, the energy required to remove an electron from a stable configuration, stable half-filled configuration is more compared to group 16. That you note down. Okay. Next here, from top to bottom we studied what? Number of shells increases. So the attraction of the nucleus to the outer electron decreases. Attraction of the nucleus to the outer electron decreases from top to bottom. As a result, ionization enthalpy value decreases because here the nucleus and the outer electron has less force of attraction, isn't it? So we can easily remove the outer electron. So the energy is low. As a result, from top to bottom, ionization enthalpy value decreases. Same is the case of what? Electron gain enthalpy. That is the amount of energy required to add an electron to a gaseous atom. So, as the force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron decreases from top to bottom, here when we are adding an electron, the amount of energy that we need, or the amount of energy released is what? To add an electron is low. So, from top to bottom, what happens? Electronegativity and also electron gain enthalpy decreases from top to bottom. These are the general trends. Electronic configuration, radii, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy and electronegativity. Both these quantities have what? Same trend. General trend in group 16 elements of the chalcogen.
Anomalous behavior of oxygen. Oxygen from the rest of the elements shows different properties. What are that? Oxygen is diatomic, whereas all the other elements are polyatomic in nature. Oxygen is a gas while others are what? Solid. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium are solids. Oxygen shows negative oxidation states except in OF2. Okay, except in OF2, other all elements, oxygen shows what? Negative oxidation state. Okay, in OF2, -2 is the oxidation state of fluorine, isn't it? So +2 will be shown by oxygen. Oxygen is paramagnetic while all the other elements in that group are diamagnetic in nature. These are some of the anomalous behavior of oxygen which differs from all the other elements of the group. The reason for their anomalous behavior are its small size, high electronegativity, non-availability of d orbitals in oxygen. Oxygen is a gas while all the other elements are solids at room temperature. Already we mentioned. Oxygen is a non-metal, we know. Okay, it's a gas, isn't it? Non-metal. Sulfur is also non-metallic, while others exhibit what? Metallic character. Down the group, metallic character increases. Due to the small size and high electronegativity, oxygen form p-pi multiple bonds with the elements having similar size. Okay. Due to their small size and high electronegativity, oxygen forms p-pi multiple bonds with other elements having similar size. And oxygen is paramagnetic while all the other elements are diamagnetic. We have already discussed. These are the reasons for their anomalous behavior. Next, their reactivity. Okay, reactivity with hydrogen. Elements of group 16 react with hydrogen to form hydrides of the general formula H2E. The bond strength of He, okay, E means the other elements of the group, okay. The bond strength of He decreases down the group. As a result, the acidity of the hydrides increases down the group. Okay, down the group we can see that size increases. As a result, He, hydrogen, and the element bond strength also decreases. As a result, acidity increases down the group. Acidity of the hydrides. Next, reactivity with oxygen. Oxides are formed, isn't it? All the elements of group 16 other than the oxygen react with oxygen to form oxides of the formula EO2 and EO3. Okay, other elements except oxygen reacts with oxygen to form EO2 oxide or EO3 oxide. These are the general formula of oxides formed. And the oxides are acidic in nature. Reducing property of the dioxides decreases down the group from SO2 to TeO2, tellurium dioxide, sulfur dioxide to tellurium dioxide down the group. Reducing property of the dioxides decreases, and also what? Acidity increases. All the oxides are acidic in nature. These are the points regarding the reactivity with oxygen. Next is the reactivity with halogens. Okay, reactivity with halogens. Group 16 elements form a wide range of halides. They are EX6 type, EX4 and EX2. These are the halides EX4, EX6 and EX2. General formula of the halides formed. E is the elements of group 16 and X is halogen, we know. The stability of the halides. Okay, halides formed. Their stability decreases from fluorine to iodine. HF is more stable while HI is less stable. Why? Due to their size difference. Isn't it? Stability of the halides decreases from fluorine to oxygen. Oxygen does not form dibromides and dichlorides. Okay, oxygen does not form dibromides and dichloride is another important point. Next is the oxidation states exhibited by chalcogens. Which type of oxidation states are shown by the chalcogens? The general formula of chalcogens is what? NH2, NP4. Oxygen family show NH2, NP4 electronic configuration. They can attain stable NH2, NP6. How? They can gain 2 electrons and form NH2, NP6 and take part in covalent bonding. Okay, they can share 2 electrons and form covalent bond. They gain 2 electrons. So the general formula will be what? Metal 2 minus. Gaining 2 electrons will form M2 minus. The regular oxidation states shown by the chalcogens are what? -2 also can remove 2 electrons, isn't it? And form +2, +4 and +6 oxidation states are the general oxidation states that are exhibited by group 16 elements. Remember the general oxidation states -2, +2, +4 and +6 are the oxidation states shown by the elements. Next, group 16 elements form simple oxides. What are simple oxides? Binary compound of oxygen. Simple oxides are binary compounds of oxygen with another element is called what? Oxide. A binary compound of oxygen with another element. Oxygen forms binary compounds with other elements. They are simple oxides. They can be simple MgO, Al2O3 or can be mixed Pb3O4, Fe3O4 etc. Simple oxides and also mixed oxides are present. An oxide that combines with water to give an acid is termed as an acidic oxide. Example, SO2, Cl2O7, CO2 and N2O5. They are acidic oxides. The oxide combines with water to form acid. They will give you an acid. Okay. SO2 plus H2O will give you H2SO4. Okay, these oxides will combine with water to form acids. They are acidic oxides. Other non-metal oxides are acidic. But oxides of some metals in their high oxidation state have acidic character. Non-metal oxides are usually acidic in nature. But oxides of metals also, some of the metals, oxides, okay, if the metals are in higher oxidation state, will also show acidic behavior. They are Mn2O7, CrO3 and V2O5. These metal oxides also show acidic behavior. Oxides which give a base with water are known as basic oxides. Example of basic oxides are Na2O, CaO and BaO. Okay, remember the examples of acidic basic oxides. Next are amphoteric oxides. What are amphoteric oxides? Already we studied regarding acidic oxides and basic oxides. Amphoteric oxides are oxides that show characteristics of both acidic as well as basic oxides. They are amphoteric oxides. And this amphoteric oxide reacts with acids as well as alkalis. Okay, for example, consider Al2O3. Al2O3 reacts with acids as well as with alkalis. How they react? Al2O3, when it reacts with HCl, they can react with acids as well as alkalis. Okay, when it reacts with HCl, what all you will obtain? Plus H2O. Okay, you will obtain Al H2O 6 times. Okay, already the reaction is given in your textbook. Okay, AlH2O 6 times 3 plus Cl minus. You can balance the reaction. Okay, Similarly, this Al2O3 also reacts with an alkali. Alkali is a base, NaOH, plus H2O. When they are reacting, you will obtain another complex, that is Na3AlOH 6 times aqueous. This is the next compound. Okay, it can react. Amphoteric oxides react with both acid as well as alkali. Understood? Is that clear? Also, there are some oxides which are neither acidic nor basic. They are neutral oxides. Okay, they are neither acidic nor basic. They are called neutral oxides. Examples are CO, NO and N2O. We discussed about acidic oxides, basic oxides, isn't it? Usually non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, and metal oxides which are having higher oxidation state, they are also acidic in nature. We discussed about amphoteric oxides and also neutral oxides.
Now, let's study about dioxygen. It is an important compound of group 16 elements. First, about the preparation. There are mainly 4 methods of preparation. That is, the first method is the laboratory preparation by heating oxygen containing salts like chlorates, permanganates, nitrates, etc. We can heat them to obtain dioxygen. The second method is what? Thermal decomposition of oxides of metals that are lower in the electrochemical series. Okay. Thermal decomposition. By providing heat, we decompose the oxides of metals. Okay, metal oxides that are lower at the lower position of the electrochemical series are undergoing decomposition to obtain what? Dioxygen. The third method is what? Hydrogen peroxide decomposition. Okay, hydrogen peroxide is decomposed into water and dioxygen with the use of certain catalysts. We use certain catalysts for this decomposition process. Hydrogen peroxide decomposition is the third. Okay. Fourth method of preparation is the electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water will give you what? You will obtain hydrogen at the cathode. Electrolysis process means there will be a cathodic compartment and an anodic compartment, isn't it? At the cathode you will obtain hydrogen and at the anode you will obtain dioxygen. Okay, these are the main 4 methods of preparation. Now let's look at the equation. Heating oxygen containing chlorates. This is 2KClO3. Under heating in the presence of MnO2, manganese dioxide as a catalyst will obtain KCl and also what? Dioxygen. The second method of preparation what was? Thermal decomposition of oxides. That is silver Ag2O3 will obtain Ag, silver metal and also dioxygen. Similarly, mercuric oxide HgO will give you what? 2Hg plus O2. Second method, that is oxides of metals are decomposed. Third is what? Hydrogen peroxide decomposition into dioxygen and water. 2H2O2 gives what? 2H2O plus O2. That is the third method of preparation. And at last we studied what? Electrolysis of water. Okay. Industrially also we can prepare. This is a large scale preparation, electrolysis of water. Industrially, dioxygen is prepared from air. Okay. From air by removing gases like what? Carbon dioxide and water vapor will be first removed. Then other gases that are present in a small amount are removed by what? Fractional distillation. Okay, by the process of fractional distillation, we will obtain, after that process, we will obtain dioxygen and dinitrogen. These are the main important steps. You should study the equation for the method of preparation of dioxygen. Moving on to the properties of dioxygen. Dioxygen physical property is what? It is a colorless and odorless gas. Oxygen, also called as molecular oxygen, we will tell. Okay, it is a colorless, odorless gas, dioxygen. And second property is it liquefies at 90 Kelvin. Okay, air or dioxygen liquefies at 90 Kelvin and freezes at what? 55 Kelvin. These are the 2 important points. Liquefies at 90 Kelvin and at 55 Kelvin it freezes. And isotopes. What are isotopes? Having Same atomic number and different mass number. Isotopes of dioxygen are mainly three: O16, O17 and O18. These are the three isotopes of dioxygen. Next, it usually reacts with metals easily. Dioxygen reacts with metals easily, and the reaction is what? Highly exothermic. It is exothermic. It forms oxides, that is, reacts with metals to form oxides, and the oxides formation is what? Highly exothermic in nature. But O2, O double bond O, is high. What? It has a high bond enthalpy, means high bond strength, because of the presence of double bond. Bond enthalpy is high, and the value is what? 493 kilojoule per mole. Okay, it has a high bond enthalpy. So for dioxygen to take part in a reaction, energy is needed to apply. Okay, it requires what? An initiation with energy. Due to what? It has double bonded structure. Dioxygen O double bond O is what? Due to the high bond enthalpy, it is a very strong bond. So for oxygen to take part, an energy of activation is usually needed. Next, we are going to study what? Reactions with metals and non-metals. I already told you oxides are formed. Oxygen reacts with calcium to form calcium oxide. Al, aluminium plus 3O2 give Al2O3 or alumina, and then phosphorus with oxygen will give you P4O10. This is a what? Oxide of phosphorus, P4O10. These are the reactions with oxygen. Similarly, carbon plus oxygen will give you what? Carbon dioxide. Zinc sulfide plus oxygen will give you zinc oxide. Okay, sulfur will be replaced by oxygen. Zinc sulfide plus oxygen will give you zinc oxide plus SO2, sulfate. Okay, CH4 plus O2 will give you CO2 plus H2O. These are the reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen. Okay, next we are going to study the reaction that requires a catalyst. Okay, here SO2 plus O2 will give you SO3. Here, do you remember in D block elements we studied? Here, V2O5, vanadium pentoxide catalyst is needed for this reaction to take place. SO2 plus O2 will give you what? SO3, V2O5, vanadium pentoxide. And for the next reaction, CuCl5 is required. Okay, 4HCl plus O2 will give you 2Cl2 plus 2H2O. This reaction also requires what? A catalyst. These two are the reactions with oxygen that requires the catalyst. Okay, so these are the main important properties regarding dioxygen. Now we will study about the uses of dioxygen. The main uses for normal respiration, isn't it? For our respiration and also combustion activities, we use oxygen. And welding process is another important use. Welding and manufacturing of steel, we use oxygen. Next property or next use is one of the important use nowadays. Oxygen cylinders. Okay, in oxygen cylinders are used in hospitals and also in high altitude flying, in mountaineering, etc. We carry what? Oxygen cylinders. That is an important use of dioxygen. Cylinder with oxygen. For respiration we carry in higher altitudes flying and also in mountaineering. Also it is important now in what? Hospitals. And the last is the combustion of fuels, we already mentioned. These are the uses of dioxygen. Students, that's all for today. If you have any doubt, you can comment below. Thank you and have a nice day.